Alright YouTube, I got this compressor here from ViAir. Give you a little background story. A couple months ago it took a crap on us out on the trail. It finally died. Basically what had happened was our air intake connection had come undone and it had sucked in dirt and crud and it just killed the compressor. So we took it in and dropped it off at ViAir to see if they could do some rebuild work for us, and they told me it'd be about $125, which I thought was fair enough because it was about a 6-year-old compressor, and they had it for probably a couple weeks only, and they sent me an email asking for my address, and they mailed it to me, rebuilt, no charge. So go ViAir. Nice. So we're gonna work on getting this reinstalled in Jennifer's JK. And if you notice, this is the old plate. And the old plate was this piece of scrap metal I had, and the way her old one was mounted, she has a plate about this size. So I needed to expand it to accept the ViAir. So I utilized this old plate, but it was too short, and I had to change the legs, flip them over to the inside, which really made it a pain in the butt to install. So we're going to try, he put on new feet on there, new rubber grommets and everything. And we're going to install this with the feet out the way that the ViAir brought it. See how the feet are out? So I went in the old side yard, seeing what kind of scrap metal I had. And we came up. We got this piece of scrap metal, and it just so happens to be the right size. We're going to put that right about like so. So what I'm going to do now, can you give me one of those cardboard boxes, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to spray paint so we can make a little template there. And I'm going to set that about right there. Nice and even. Nice and square. And we'll cut it out on this side. Right about there. That looks good right there. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to spray so I can get my drill locations. And then I want this piece of metal I laid the form stake. That's going to give me my line. So now I should have 4 dots that I need drilling and a line that I need to grind for that new piece of mounting metal. So I got my 4 marks there, so I can drill the holes, the new holes that will accommodate this. And I have my line that I need to take out the grinder and cut it off with the grinder wheel. Alright, I'm going to get to that next. Okay, I got the grinder set up here. I'm going to cut this plate right here along this line. And we'll drill out these holes here. And we'll get to mounting this thing. Let's get to grinding. Safety first.
That's hot steel.
There you go. Almost straight cut. Not too bad. Where it's going, nobody ever see it. Alright, we'll let that cool off for a little bit and then I'll drill the holes. Alright, got the old bolts off the old plate ground off so I can utilize the old plate to give the mounting location to the bracket that's existing on the Jeep now. So I'm going to spray these holes here so I know where to drill them. And there we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes to drill now. So time to go to work. Drill holes.
That's a clever little trick.
Oh, you like that?
Uh-huh.
I've done things before. Alright, now I got the drill. I'm going to use a real tiny bit first, a little oil. I'm going to pilot hole these with a tiny bit so they're perfectly centered. So I'm going to put a little oil on here. See how that's nice. Alright, first hole was a little bit too small, so I'm making it a little bit bigger. Let's see if that'll work. No, a little bit more. Tiny bit more. You want these to be pretty tight because you want these rattling around.
Ask us how we know.
Perfect. Alright, that's the size. I'm going to do the other two on the other side. Then I'm going to do the itty bitty ones for this side. So let's flip this over. Done. Burnt up. Alright. 8 holes. Now, I need a rag. I'm going to clean it up. And I'm going to probably bolt these in place. That way I can just set it there and put the bottom ones on and lock it in. And then the other one I'll bolt it on. Yeah, we'll bolt it together and show you how it looks in a little bit.
So I'm going to be putting Loctite on our bolts so that way they are locked tight. So I already massaged the bottom to make sure all of the liquidy stuff is mixed with the gooey stuff, so it's, you know, evenly distributed. And now, since we're waiting for the paint to dry on this, I'm going to... You want it all, just the tip, or the whole thing?
More towards the top. No, about a ½ inch down.
Right here?
Yeah, that's good.
Now what's funny is, this is a red bottle, but blue stuff comes out. Oh, there. Good stuff. And I'm just gonna do that to all of these. Oh! Make sure it's coated nice and even. Of course, I'm getting it over the place. Right. I don't feel like getting dirty, but John's making me get dirty. The excitement of Jeep maintenance. Whew. 4 down. Same with you. Oh shit. I'm making a mess. Blech. Make sure it's nice and coated so that way they don't rattle out, because, you know, that's happened before. And it's annoying. Just trying to get to this thing is a pain in the butt. Okay. I think these are good to go. Okay, John has painted the plate white on one side, black on the other, to make it look presentable. And of course this, I guess, is to know which way it goes on. He gave me the job of putting the bolts and nuts on, so whew, I get to do that. Oh, it was stuck. So I might have to take it off of this little thing to hold it better.
Just take the gun and see right there. Right there to your...
I don't want to be dirty.
All over?
I don't want to mess it up.
out of threads in there, so that's all you do.
Oh.
I don't pinch down anymore.
Huh? Oh, got it.
Pinch down anymore.
I got it. This thing's in my way. So, lock washer, nut, that's a tight nut. Well, I'll just do all the bolts in it first.
You can see it. Long bag.
It's too big.
Yeah, that's there we go.
Oh, that works.
Put the gun on one end and put the. Oh, that's good enough. Just get it started.
Just gonna
Just get it started that way.
bolts on.
You look cuter on video than me.
Huh?
So you look cuter on video than me.
Yeah, with my crappy ass hair.
Your quarantine hair?
Hate my hair. I'm gonna cut it off. I'm desperate enough for him to cut it off for me.
Oh, you gonna let me cut your hair?
I told you. I'm to that point. Yeah, I'm to that point. Lock washer. Nut. Lock washer. Nut. Oh, that one went better. Lock washer. Nut. Oh. Maybe these. Well, those are just being stubborn. Yeah. I would have you do that.
Alright.
Because, I did my job. It's hot! I don't want to be hot.
You do both the gun and the
I
wrench.
know. Yeah. I'm not wearing the right clothes to be doing this.
Well then, let me do it.
Okay, you could do it. What? Fires! You got that down. I'm not that technical.
Hopefully, those match our existing holes because we utilize this as a template. So we'll see how well that matches. These might be a little bit bigger than what I had before too, so I'll probably have to drill that out a little bit. So that's the plan. This is gonna drop in the existing plate, lock washer, another bolt. It'll leave a little gap. Hopefully that prevents any rattling. We'll see. Alright. Now that we got all these bolted to that plate, we're going to bolt the compressor to the plate. So I have all these started. We're going to put a lock washer on each one of these. So they got blue Loctite lock washer. Hopefully that's enough to keep this bad boy on. Let's see if I can get after the screws this way.
Yeah, that's a lot faster.
Voila.
Whew. I'm gonna have to change a battery.
Let me see if I can get this real quick. You're not filming all those small mistakes. Wow, that seems like it feels like it's pretty damn close. Might have cut those even shorter. All right. Okay, I'm gonna cut these off, turned up. This side. This side there's nothing. Okay, so we're gonna cut those off. Totally flush.
That's it.
Need to put a piece of rubber or something on there. That or push it up higher with another nut. Maybe I'll do that instead. Yeah, let's do that. That's it. I just barely get this enough to catch. Oh, but the lines are clear. We can bolt that up. There she is. Installed. There's the 4 bolts. I had to cut those off all the way flush to clear that line. Then we added a spacer, another nut, so we lift the plate up so to make sure it didn't touch those lines. So there's a good 1/4 inch of clearance between those lines and the plate. And that's the only thing that's near the plate where it's at. So we'll hook up the air line to our air box and the power and the air line to her air tanks, and she should be ready to test. Alright, let's check it out.
Cool.
Alright, air compressor is installed. So it says 150 pounds, but I don't quite believe that. And if you compressor kicks on. And she's been kicking up to that 150 mark fairly quickly. Because this is a constant duty, so it's a pretty low CFM. And the idea with the constant duty is it can run constantly without losing, it doesn't have to stop. Doesn't need to, what do they call it, a duty cycle?
That's that way, but that's if it gets too hot, it's shut off.
Yeah, this one stays, alright, we're creeping on 150 now. I don't know if you can see those numbers too well. Alright, just passing 150 it should shut off. And I think that's really it's supposed to be like 120 is what the thing's supposed to be set for. So I think my gauge is a little off. So there it goes, it's working. And it's plumbed. I guess I can show you the plumbing. If you Jennifer gets the hose out of the way so I can climb up the stool.
Oh.
I'll show you she's dropping stuff. Okay, let me climb up here. Show you what we got. Okay. Show them the manifold. Point to the manifold where the blue lines are hooked up right there. That's our manifold down there, that block. That's the aluminum block. And we have the air feed here at the bottom right corner, right there. You can see it past the oil dipstick. Right there, that would be the main air feed. And that's coming from the compressor. I just put that back on today. So that manifold there feeds front and rear lockers, front bumper air chuck, and then it feeds a 2.5 gallon air tank. And then we plumb that behind the tank here, and the compressor is right down there. And that's where she lives. She's all mounted right behind the fan. She's plumbed, so her air comes right there from the air box. So she gets fresh air above the air filter. That's plumbed down to the intake of the head there. And there she lives. She's nice and quiet too.
I was gonna say, there's no rattling.
Oh, that's good. Squirt out some air. So squirt out some air. So you can hear it. You gotta go down to like 125. Oh yeah. Let's see that.
No.
Let's see. You gotta get under it.
I'm not getting under it.
Let's see. What do I see?
Okay, it's cold.
It's cold?
Well, it's windy. It's hot out here, and it's time for dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, I got your thing working.
It sounds awesome.
All right. Yay. You happy?
I'm happy.
I'm glad.
It's nice to have fucking air that works.
Hey, don't cuss. Rated PG.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to beep that out.
Yeah.
All right. You look happy.
Hot.
All right, let's go eat dinner.
Yeah.